What's up, you guys? This is Sam, and welcome to my channel. If my face looks a little familiar, I'm Sam from the B Bunch family, and that's a separate YouTube channel that I have with my wife and baby and my dog Charlie. I'll put the link in the description below. That's for family and vlogs, and more family focused. This is the start of my YouTube channel, which I've been wanting to start for some time. So I'm a teacher and I wanted to start giving back in the form of some unofficial mentoring advice. I've been in this almost a decade already, and I've been noticing that nothing has really changed in terms of supporting new teachers as well as even the veteran teachers, whether it comes to finding classroom resources, ideas for field trips, things like that, classroom materials. I wanted to just provide some advice wherever I can. This video will go up at least once a week, every Thursday. That is a hope. And it won't be as long since, as teachers, we have very, very limited time. So today's first video is a little story time about me. So I'll just give it a shot. So like I've already mentioned, I've been in this system for almost 10 years. I live in New York, and I teach inner city students in low income communities. And I'm a special ed teacher. So, and those of you who don't know what special ed means, is short for special education. Sometimes you'll hear me interchange between special education, special ed, or ISS, which is also instructional support specialist. So it's just, I've been used to based on where I've been. So I started I'm 32 now, so about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit before that, I was working a tutoring job out in Queens, and I was doing homework help with some students, and there was one student who was having difficulty with doing simple multiplication problems of two-digit numbers. She was in 5th grade, and this particular student was really stuck, and she was having anxiety because she wanted to finish her homework. But then, so I sat down to help her one-on-one, and what wound up happening is, at that time, there was a new way of teaching math and multiplication. I don't know that way, but when she tried to explain it to me, I'm like, I couldn't make heads or tails of it. So I'm like, so if you can't figure it out and I can't figure it out, what's really the problem? So then the system was just starting to roll out. So instead, what I did for her is I taught her the way I learned it. And then within a matter of 15 seconds of me showing her how to multiply two-digit numbers, she got excited and wanted me to do it again. And then I showed it to her in a different example, not from her homework, and then she replicated the same steps and she got the answer. I took out my phone at the time and double checked on the calculator for her if she was correct, and she got so excited that she said thank you because she didn't think she was ever going to get it. From that moment forward, I knew that I had to become a teacher, because if some students are already struggling with two-digit numbers, what else could they be struggling with? So, and that was around 22 years old, 23. And I was like I was just like out of college, not too long already. So, I made the effort, I turned things around, and I started applying to different programs. And I applied to teaching fellows, didn't get in the first time, but second time I did. And it was an experience. It was definitely an experience, especially those first couple of months. But then after that, I started out in the middle school, taught 8th grade. And then I felt like after my first year, it just, I really didn't feel like middle school was for me. So then what I wound up doing is I had a friend who needed a special ed teacher out where he works. So I took it, and it was high school, and I loved every second. I've loved teaching high school ever since. How ironic considering how I started, right? So I taught in a couple different high schools, and actually about a year before the pandemic, that same student from the beginning of the story, I ran into her again. and she was a sophomore, I believe, when I saw her again. And she remembered, and she just said hi, and she still said thank you for teaching her from that day. So I remember, I was watching out for her while she was still in school, just keeping an eye on her, just make sure everything was okay, you know. And, it was really great. And then obviously the pandemic happened, and, here we are. So I no longer teach at that school, but not here I am at a different school, and I still enjoy what I do. I just feel that I still notice that new teachers are struggling. Some of them are kind of lost. We were all lost at one point. So I feel like, this would be my way of giving back. What else? Let's see. Like I said, I've been doing this almost 10 years. I lived in New York almost my entire life, and pretty much my entire life. And I've traveled fairly here and there. I've gone through a lot of field trips, and I have some interesting ideas that I hope you'll find that you could apply to your classroom. And I hope that some of the advice that I give you can be translated, or you can apply it to your classroom, not just for yourselves but for your students. This is really meant more for you, the teacher, or the viewer who may be just working with students, because it's not easy going into the classroom every day or into the school building every day and dealing with the different tales that happen every day. So this is just my story time. Please like, share, subscribe. If you have any comments or any feedback that you'd like to give me about how to improve this video, or if you want to hear a topic for me to discuss, I already have a whole pacing or a section, right, of what I want to talk about over the next several weeks. So let me know. I'll see you on the flip side.